everyone, and welcome to Warp News Showdown, where the rules are made up and the facts don't matter. I think that's right. I'm Seth the Mad Dok, and I've been on a break for a few weeks, just like Joe has, from Wargames Live. He's been working on War Wagon 3.0, but I'm back again, bringing you guys here in the start of the new year some of the best hard-hitting content here in the 40K universe. I'm asking the tough questions to my illustrious elite panelists today, and we'll see if they can get the answers that really get to the heart of the community. In a more serious note, if you're feeling a little down, go check out some of the other content I've been working on. I've been doing some mental health content, but let's get right on over to our lovely panelists. Say hello, panelists.
I have so many
Hello.
jokes. Okay. Yes.
Hello, panelists. Hello. Yes. All right.
Hello, panelists.
All right. Well, let's see if I can figure my directions out again. Here to the upper left, we have Francois of Warp News fame. Officially, more episodes of Warp News feature him than
Hammer. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is true.
Here to my direct left is my 40K travel wife, Nathan. He also does a little show called Stat Check. And then directly above me, we have Tech Priest Dicky, producer extraordinaire, who trained me how to do this kind of stuff, and then has gone on and abandoned me to go and do some other shows.
Nope, I did not train anybody.
It's Dicky's fault. I get it now.
This is all your fault. You've given me the ability to do this nonsense.
Okay, sure.
Well, how's everyone been doing? Everyone excited, ready to jump off into this new year?
It's a new year.
25.
Yeah. All right. Well, for folks that are new to the show, if you haven't seen it before, I'm going to be asking our lead panelists some questions. And if I like their answers, you might hear a nice little positive. And if I don't like their answers, you might hear a nice little negative instead. And if I set that up right, I can actually record it this week. Fantastic. It's all running just like I've planned. All right. Let's start off with Francois. Francois, you're going to be our lead answer today. Have you seen the show Squid Games?
I've heard of it.
Okay,
I've
good.
not watched it.
That's all I need. So, if you were to create a Squid Games style life and death scenario where you have to perform 6 simple tasks, but if you fail, you die, based off of the Warhammer hobby of building and painting models, what would be your choices for activities to potentially weed out some lesser contestants?
Okay, well, if our goal is to kill people as fast as possible, I think number one is you have to assemble a flayed one, because those are the worst. After that, you have to assemble a tomb blade, because those are even worse. After that, you have to assemble the stairs on the Silent King, because they're also really awful. Listen, I'm just trying to make fun of Necron players here, because all their models are terrible, so bear with me. Let's see. Win a game with the worst Necron detachment. What's the worst Necron detachment? The Destroyer one. Yeah, there you go. That'll work. After that, paint a Necron army without using an airbrush. And finally, I'm running out of steam here. Play a Necron game without reanimating. Yeah, that was lame.
Nathan, what are your hobby Squid Games?
So the first one, are we just talking about building and painting models?
Whatever you want it to be.
The game as well. So the first one would be measuring a 9-inch charge. The second one would be moving.
You get some point for that.
The second one would be moving a large based model around a corner and measuring it correctly. The third one would be assembling the Yin card without losing your shit, because that model is terrible.
It's Eldar. They deserve it.
Oh, it was fair. I guess. I don't care. Assembling Wraiths is also terrible, so that'd be a good follow-up. You get to assemble one fiddly model, followed by another fiddly model. The fifth one would be a challenge to see who can wah the loudest.
Oh.
Only the loudest wah gets to survive. And then the last one would be trying to explain how commandos are so sneaky with squigosaurs and the giant bike war boss in them.
As intended, working as intended. Tech Priest Dicky.
Oh, hello.
Tell us, what are your Squid Game 40K activities?
Well, I was given a bonus by being last, so I get to hear what everyone says. So my first Squid Game would be play a game of 40K without verbally communicating to your opponent.
Jesus.
Lord.
Next is to paint 3 Helldrakes. Not one, because one is doable. The third one, my friends, is the painful one. What
Can
else?
they
What
use
else?
Sharpies?
No.
Yeah, they can use whatever the hell they want. It's the third one will kill them. That's just the whole point of this.
Only if the base are nacho cheese or something like that, you know. Like
The base, wow, that's a gold callback. Well done. Okay, so
I know.
I think the other one would be to play a game of 40K upside down. I think that would be a good one. This is Squid Games. The next one is to play a game of 40K with actual pistols. So in order to kill models, would to be shoot models off the board.
I think that discriminates against much of our European friends. They
I
wouldn't
was
have
gonna
the
say,
skill
are you
there.
sure you're not American, Dickie?
Well, Trump says we're turning into them, so I have to get.
Oh,
rid
you're
of
getting ready for the
Yeah.
51st state.
Apparently, you and all of your provinces will together be the 51st state.
Yeah, we'll be awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well,
You have at least one more challenge. Dickie. Come on.
no, we're done with Dickie. He's run his course.
So
I'm pretty sure he got to 7 anyway.
I'm out of ideas in my little head. So
His cogitator ran empty. All right.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of took, maybe a 40K break, a content production break over the holidays. But GW did not take a break, and they pumped out those Grotmus attachments left and right. I'm not going to make you guys do a whole tier list of Grotmus
waiting
attachments.
for the tier list to pop up on the screen.
I was tempted to, but instead I want your winners and losers, your best and your worst, and let's not use Necrons. Because that's the easy answer, and I want you to be better than that. Let's start with
they're
Nathan.
really bad, right?
So orcs were a clear winner. They got kind of a fun detachment where they get to give orders, which is fun.
You silly bastard.
I like the AdMech detachment actually because it's like, what if the data cloud could kill you, which is hilarious. And then I'm a big fan of the assassin detachment just because it's funny. I like the idea of putting all 4 assassins that are juiced up on who knows what into an army and then they get to do all their stuff a second time. The rest of the army
What's the rest of the army? I was like, what is in the rest of that army?
It's Canis Rex, and then some stuff like rogue trader entourages and some space police.
It sounds like leftover kill team kits. That's that one. All right.
I mean that is literally what the Imperial Agents Army is. Yes, that is the Imperial Agents Army.
All right. Losers.
Yeah, those are the best ones. The losers.
Those are the best ones.
No, those were just the favorites that I picked out of the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Oh man,
there are no losers. Everyone's a winner.
No, there are quite
definitely
a few, actually.
Losers.
There's a bunch. I'm trying to decide which ones to use. I'm not a big fan of the Tyranids one. Tyranid warriors are a terrible data sheet, and we should stop trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a Team USA plan from 2 years ago.
The good for them. The Eldar one is also just bad, which is rightfully deserved, to be totally honest.
Yep.
I forgot the Elder Warren existed, so yeah.
That's probably for the best because you should, because it's that bad. That's it. Those are, I think, the 2 bad ones. I want to leave some for my compatriots on the show. I don't want to all of them.
Tech Priest Sticky.
Ooh, it's my turn. I get the so Francois gonna be boned and have to pick really dumb ones. Okay,
you can pick the same ones, but whatever.
Yeah, okay, best ones. So I'm gonna say Necron. Sorry, you can bet me all you want. Someone needs to say something. They're really not right. Okay. What else? I think Bile is quite good. I think it's an interesting play.
I do love that one.
I think GSC is actually really, really good if someone unlocks
is that just because you hang out with Dustin Henshaw a lot?
No,
Yes.
I think it's a general, like, Innis is thinking it's quite good. I've seen a couple content creators put out that it's quite good, so I think it's quite good. Okay, so let's go to really bad. Guys. Thousand Suns. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. What else is really bad? I'm gonna counter Nathan's, and I'm gonna say the agents are also really bad, because it doesn't make sense to make the list. I don't know what to tell you. And then I'll leave some room for Francois to go.
God, so polite, Francois. Winners and losers.
I think one of the best ones is the guard detachment, and it upsets me greatly because I hate guard, and I think the order system is dumb and should disappear. But all those scions dropping down, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, and then +1 to wound is absolutely nuts. Yeah. Yes, everything. They get every single rule. They get on demand too. Yeah. The order system is very dumb. The Tau one is actually really good. A close friend of mine, the day that it came out, was really complaining that it was dumb and there was no way that he could make it work. And then 2 days later, I found him on TTS playing it. So that's how you know that it's actually good.
Fair.
Bad ones. Well, you know what? I will reiterate that the Eldar and the Thousand Sons detachments are bad, but that's a good thing because Eldar and Thousand Sons have been too good for too long, so they don't deserve nice things. So it's a good thing that they're bad. There we go.
Yeah, it's good to be bad, according to Francois.
I'm going to get hate mail now.
I thought that was just going to be the Team Canada motto.
Is the Team Canada motto? I'm going to get hate
actually
mail.
just more. That's actually just more golden tickets sliding into Canadian teams.
You're just very organized.
You're just
very organized. We're just very organized.
Right.
Sure. That's 100% it.
You know, Nathan, you're in the business of trying to scry through the data and see the meta. Goonhammer did something that maybe is a little bit controversial over the holidays because there weren't a lot of big events going on, and they really wanted to see the impact of these Grotmist attachments. They decided to do a data release of RTTs. And dig deep into the RTT results over the last month with the Grotmist attachments.
Was it RTTs or just the entire Tabletop Battles app?
I mean, it was basically
the entire Tabletop Battles app,
but it's mostly going to be RTTs. So
no, because people use the Tabletop Battles app in their basement.
Well, maybe some people don't get to play games at their houses like me. So calm down.
Get points. You deserve the doctor points.
Damn.
All right.
I touched a nerve there.
Yeah.
All right.
Like me.
Okay, what is the question?
The question is, do you think there is validity in this ultra early, ultra low number data? And how are you going to interpret that data and make your way to the top of the emerging meta? Oh, that's not the right guy. Nathan.
What's the game count on that data? Actually?
Extremely low. In some
there
cases,
was 1,000
2 digits.
games of Necrons.
And in some factions, it's double digits.
Necrons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't use RTT data don't use a raw poll from the Tabletop Battles app for one, because even if you controlled for incomplete games, there's still probably a bunch of garbage in there from people like misreporting finished games and stuff like that.
Like Francois.
Maybe Francois. I don't know, Francois. Do you put unfinished games and then like rapidly talk them out and finish them in the Tabletop Battles app?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. I also just don't like the idea of using RTT data. So GTs at least usually have some kind of standard level of terrain, and the missions are usually chosen in a certain way. You have certain expectations for the kind of like quantity of games that are being played, faction representation, stuff like that. And so they usually represent kind of a bit of a higher level. That's not to say that RTT data is useless, and the game should be balanced around both of those data sets, but you shouldn't try to peer too deeply into the tea leaves of a Tabletop Battles app plus RTT data export alone. It's not a good enough picture. Also, like, I bet a bunch of that data is like piecemeal for who is using and who isn't using Grotmist attachments and when they're being used and stuff like that. So like some of that data might be a little weird. It also depends on people selecting their detachment correctly in the app. I don't know.
Also, have you ever rolled dice on the TTS app? Like, that shit's baloney. Like, some of
Well,
the rolls...
Tabletop Battles and
talking
TTS
about
are different
TTS.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking away points because old man
No,
can't tell the difference.
I keep hearing TTS in my head. Sorry.
Sorry, TTBA. The
Yeah,
TTBA.
There you go.
Dickie, how are you going to? Should you use this data from Goonhammer, and how are you going to use it to kind of come out on top of the new meta?
I don't use any data, even like data that's been procured, so I don't care about the data. You know what? All I know is Necrons suck to play. If a combat army plays against Death Guard, it's bad news bears. Those are the only 2 data points that I have in my head. So, yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Your Team Canada coach, everyone.
Team Canada coach. Francois, should you use this RTT data, and what are you going to use this data for to come out on top?
First, I think that we should use this data to make sure that Seth could play games at home, because it's very sad that he doesn't get to play games at home.
Don't you dare give him.
So,
God,
please, universe, make sure that Seth can play games at home.
Yeah, somebody could just send him an alpha.
And I would like to point out that Nathan is being incredibly elitist by saying that people playing in their basements and garages do not count.
Nathan.
Those people count.
I literally said they do count.
Feelings. And their experiences and dreams and emotions are just as valid as yours and mine. And that's all I have to say about this.
What a kiss ass.
I like to point out it's not that I lack a table and terrain.
That's why you got something. You got something on your nose. You got. Can you get that off of there?
It's like a little. There's just some brown on there, bro.
It says the man who was brown nosing orcs the entire time.
This is both of you guys are
That's
shameless.
green nosing.
Shameless.
Dickie, we're going to start with you for our next one. LVO is ramping up. That's the next big thing on the horizon. That's what everyone's trying to peer into the future and see what the meta is going to be. But LVO has thrown a wrench in the works, and they're using 3 different types of terrain at their event: GW, WTC, and their own layout. Do you think using 3 different types of terrain at an event is a good choice or a choice of necessity?
Okay, well, wait a minute. So, okay. Has anyone played on the bunker table with the giant bunker, the big like wing that
the
you
one
can
with the
park
little
a plane in?
Is that the one that has like on some of the tables little gaps that people use for line of sight through?
That's
I'm
right.
just taking points away because you don't have a snappy answer.
You would remember Innes Wilson being very frustrated that having played on that
No,
table.
it's just their chaos and their sister set.
Yeah. Okay. So the better sets is basically what we're saying. You know what? I think it's a good thing that they're trying to get better sets. I think for the players, it's hell because you have no idea how to plan for it. But maybe that's an okay thing. Maybe that's fine. I don't know. I think Frontline Gaming's probably doing a good thing here. So let's commend them that we don't have to play on that stupid orc table again. Okay. Great.
Hey, wait a minute. That orc table was beautiful.
You gave me 1 and then took 3 away.
Because the orcs are beautiful. They're beautiful, Dickie. Francois, 3 terrain types. Good idea or choice of necessity?
I mean, to be completely fair, they do have to build and provide way more tables than is rational. But in an ideal world, it would be more uniform, because rolling up to your table and then winning or losing based on what that table looks like feels pretty bad. And also, I've never been to LVO, and I probably never will, because January is an awful time for me to travel. And so, I don't care that much.
Oh man, can you see the tipping point WTC maps that they go?
Oh yeah.
All right, Nathan, finish us out. LVO using 3 terrain types. Good idea or choice of necessity?
I mean, it's definitely a choice of necessity. I mean, the ideal is that you use as many terrain types as you can provide adequate terrain on the tables, and then the number of terrain types that you provide is just to provide people with a little bit of aesthetic differences, so they don't feel like they're playing on like unpainted styrofoam event essentially all weekend. Or so you want people to feel like they're playing on something like a little different every round if possible, just visually, like aesthetically, but you want the practical game experience to be identical. And if they can deliver that with 3 table layouts, that's better than only being able to do it on 1. Table terrain types, rather, I should say. There you go.
I really enjoyed LGT catching strays in that answer.
Oh,
No, that would be unpainted MDF. MDF. He said
No,
styrofoam.
it was styrofoam. It was styrofoam.
Zach has improved
I'm
since
just
then.
I'll shoot strays at everybody throughout this, just to pepper them in for you, Francois.
All right.
Still good game.
I'm here for it.
It is the new year, and we are all working on New Year's resolutions. If you were James Workshop, what would your New Year's resolutions be for Games Workshop, the company, to improve and head into the year of 2025 with renewed vigor and success? Let's start with Francois.
Well, I think what I should do if I wanted to win this game is talk about how Games Workshop should give orcs a bunch of new models, but that bit has probably ran its course like 4 episodes ago. So what I'm going to say is what I actually hope that Games Workshop does is that they nail the Emperor's Children release. There's so much potential in that Emperor's Children release, and I'm very excited for it. I'm just going to keep talking about Emperor's Children. Take all my points away. But there's also a lot of potential for them to mess it up, because it's going to be a small codex with like 4 data sheets probably, and so if 3 of them are not good, the army's going to be in a very rough place. Still, I've already told my LG local gaming store owner to set everything aside for me, because as soon as they come in, I'm going to be building and painting the entire range of Emperor's Children. I'm ready for it.
Plus, Francois has all the armies. Nathan?
Not all of
Pretty
them.
much. Yeah.
James
I'm
Workshop
missing, like,
New Year's
4.
resolutions.
If I was James Workshop,
I thought you died there for a second.
Yeah, it was real intense.
I was actually thinking about how to phrase this. So part of it is that
Usually people take
I
points away when
personally
someone
don't like New Year's resolutions. Mostly because I prefer to like set kind of measurable goals, and a lot of resolutions aren't measurable goals. They're just like, I want to punish myself for abstract behavioral choices. Instead, what I would say to James Workshop is that they should continue to push on doing regular balance changes, but they should also give us all the rest of the codexes in this calendar year, essentially, because we're almost through the majority of the edition, and a lot of people don't have codexes and are basically going to operate off of Grotmas and their index detachments moving forward until their codex releases drop. I know that we're probably getting a few over the next few months, but that would be my New Year's resolution. Would be
I got all the codexes I need. I'm good.
Year.
Don't give Eldar a codex.
I think you're a little late.
I have
for that,
bad
though,
news
but-
for you there, Seth.
Bad news.
Dickie,
Yes.
James Workshop New Year's resolutions.
Wow. You know what, James Workshop? I'm gonna give GW some kudos before I beat them up. I think they did a great job on balancing the book last year. Maybe the tail end of last year. Let's be honest. They were up to date. They made sure Aquilons weren't ridiculous right away, which was nice to see.
There was about 2 months there that wasn't right away.
Well, Josh had to play Nassim in the finals of LGT or whatever in order to go, oh, these are a problem. Yeah.
2 months is very fast for GW.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
give
not
them
bad.
kudos
You
there.
remember, like,
So
it used
2
to be
months is a
6
pretty
years.
fast turnaround for GW.
Okay, so they've done a good job. But where have they not done, guys? Let's be honest. I've been trying to get my hands on a goddamn Nemesis Claw box for like 4 months now. They don't exist. I think they're a myth. Why can they not stock product is the question.
Is your New Year's resolution for them then to make a second factory in Canada, in like Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe right next to Dickie's house.
Make something for God's sakes, because it is
something.
Just
possible.
make models.
Just goddamn well make models.
Why is it that always
they're
the
slow.
kill team sets are cracked and then super low production runs?
It's
and
really
they're
just the-
expensive. I'll get out as well.
Aquilons,
really just the
Breaker
Orc and
Boys,
Cat.
and Nemesis Claw.
Yeah.
So that's 3 of them. That's
Yeah.
3 of the kill teams. That's not
Vespid.
even most.
Vespid
And it's
new
not.
sculpts
And
for
it's
them.
not even like it's like I want to buy their stuff. I almost swear. I want to buy their stuff
care.
because I know. I don't know why I don't care. I want to buy their stuff. They want to sell me their stuff. Just make the goddamn stuff, GW. That should be their resolution. For
Just make the stuff.
2025.
I'm with
Make
that.
the stuff.
All right. Nathan, you're up next. as has been alluded to, and we saw over the holidays, Fulgrim's coming. The Emperor's Children are coming. And they've made the interesting choice to produce 5 separate heads for that model. What is the best and the worst head for the Fulgrim model?
So, my favorite is the helmeted one because I hate painting.
Get out of here. The favorite is the
Get out of here. That's the worst one.
No, it's not. The worst one is the one where he looks like he's kind of surprised and shitting. That's the worst one.
I mean, it is very
one
excessive.
That just looks like he's taking a shit. And you're like, okay, Fulgrim.
Just walked into Fulgrim in the bathroom.
Control yourself a little bit here. Never mind. I don't know. From a more practical perspective, the best one is the one that they've previewed. There's the blue steel one. Good job.
This is Dickie's favorite. This don't worry about it.
Dickie's favorite is the
We'll
blue
get to
steel
it later.
one. Good.
All right. Well, speaking of Dickie. Oh, God.
Oh, baby. I don't.
So,
this is definitely in
How
the package.
did he have that queued up?
This is definitely in the package, right? Seth does not give me questions beforehand, guys.
I don't
worry.
actually.
This is by far the best one in the box, right? Like this is the one that everyone's gonna put on their thing. Oh, by the way, Seth, I identify that I'm winning. So here, orcs suck. Don't you dare! If you want at an event,
I see that this is rigged.
Person.
I see that this is rigged
Okay,
because
orcs are good.
That was Nathan. That's for you, Dickie.
I can't win.
man, somebody's
can't win.
hacking these point systems.
This is the best Fulgrim face in the box, and this is the one that I will be putting on my Fulgrim.
All
So
right.
there you go.
Francois, I know you're just an eager Emperor's Children player. Best and worst face.
All right. Here's the thing. They're all the best and the worst because what you do is you magnetize the head and you paint all of them. And then throughout the game, you change the head depending on your mood for that phase. That's very Emperor's Children. So if you're doing well, you pick the head that's smiling. And if you're doing poorly, you put the one that looks like something bad happened or he's on the toilet. And then you swap between them. And if you're not sure, you just put the helmeted head on because then you can't tell.
That's a reasonable explanation, and I like magnetizing the head. It reminds me of my Ferris Manus model.
There you go.
So
Just
Ferris Manus's model has a head.
it's
use this
magnetized.
head. This is the head. It comes in the box. Don't
Don't-
dodge the. Don't worry about it. That's the head. Everyone, just take this head. It's already in production. Already in production. You didn't want a sponsorship from GW, Seth. Anyway,
No, I
don't worry
didn't.
about it. This is the head that you're gonna hear. I'm gonna make it big. Perfect. There you go.
Tech-free
That's
sticky.
the one.
How
Yeah.
long do you think GW is going to make the Emperor's Children simps wait for their codex, and what are they going to do with the codex that is ultimately going to leave those players feeling disappointed?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of disappointment in this release. I'm sorry, Francois. I have to tell you this. They're going to put out the FOMO box. It's only going to have 2 units in it, only in 5s as well. Okay, there's going to be useless cards that you're going to forget you own, and a codex. They're going to put that out a good 3.5 months before the codex is actually released. The reason they're going to do that is because you want to play it at events, but you can't, quite honestly, because it's not available. Sorry. Yeah, those are the reasons you're going to be upset. The army is going to be fantastic. Everyone's going to want to play it, clearly.
Francois, how long is GW going to make you wait, and when are you going to ultimately be disappointed with the codex?
Yeah, the FOMO boxes are the bane of my existence. I don't know why they do this. It's the stupidest thing ever. I know why they do this.
I was going to say I can answer that.
Some guy with an MBA at Games Workshop headquarters told them that they were going to get more sales that way by driving up demand. I don't know if that's actually true. It's probably false because, as we've established, they can barely keep their shit in stock, so it doesn't matter. They just release it. It'll sell out either way. Whether you sell it in the box or you sell it independently in separate kits, it'll sell out. So I will buy the box, and then I'll get my codex, and I will not be able to play my codex for 6 to 9 weeks afterwards. And, well, that's not true. I'll play it, but not at events.
6 to 9 weeks, you say.
or 19 months. I don't know. It's going to suck. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nathan, how long do they have to wait for their codex, and why will they be disappointed?
Well, according to Francois, it's 69 weeks, so that's
yes.
appropriate.
Nice. That makes sense,
Slaanesh.
actually.
Look, so first, what they're going to do is they're going to prep everybody for the punishment of this by first punishing guard players by making them have a FOMO box. So they're going to punish guard
It's
first.
true. That's true.
They're going to get all of the BDSM folks real riled up that way, and then they'll punish the Emperor's Children players next because they've been prepped, they've been given their safe words and everything, so they'll be ready for this round of punishment.
What is their safe word?
Blue steel, clearly.
All right, that's good.
So they'll do that, and it will, like Dickie said, only have like 3 units. They'll be the worst units in the book, probably.
It's just going to
And
be
they'll
like
all be
Legionnaires.
minimum
That's it.
sizes. They will. It will just be Legionnaires with an
That's
upgrade kit. They won't even release Noise Marines in the box.
No, they won't.
And then the codex will be like some terrible art from like the 1990s. That was like when Slaanesh was like just guitars, and that's it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then you'll
I buy that all day.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But then 69 weeks later, you will get all of the
exactly.
units with your Wave 2 release, which will include like all the cool units, like Noise Marines and stuff like that.
I just want to point
And then
out that
everybody will be
69
happy.
weeks is literally over a year from when the
I
FOMO
know how
box-
long it is. It's 11th edition. That's the joke.
The
And we all know jokes are funnier if you
players,
explain them.
Votan players cry in their beam flyer rumors.
You'll get your like giant Easter Island head Votan floating gunship when you damn well deserve it.
All right. Francois, let's round it out with you for our final question tonight. We've already alluded that the Eldar Codex appears to be on the horizon, with GW kind of previewing some of the models, as well as this month being the exclusive in-store miniature being a striking scorpion. So the Eldar Codex is coming. Is the Eldar Codex going to be broken, or the most broken codex of 10th edition?
Well,
This is even the Drukhari book.
So
I said 10th edition.
I can't imagine that it would be somehow worse than Release Eldar when 10th dropped, because that's hard to visualize. And yet,
That'd be bad.
I have a feeling that it could be, because there has never been in the history of Games Workshop an Eldar release that wasn't absolutely bonkers for some reason. I don't know who over there is in charge of writing Eldar rules, but clearly they have read a little bit too much Eldar lore and drank the Kool-Aid and are
Eldar.
thinking, well, exactly.
They are
They think
Eldar.
the Eldar are the best, and
Yeah.
so they should win every game. It's like, you know how we always make fun of Custodes players for thinking that they should win every game because in the lore they win every game? Well, that's not actually how the Custodes books are written. That's just how Custodes players think it should be written. But the Eldar books, however, often are actually written that way. So I don't know. It's probably going to be, they have this new Striking Spider, Warp Spider, XR
Warp Mommy's her name.
guy. Like, it looks super cool. It's a great sculpt. I love it. But it's going to somehow be the best model in the game and cost 17 points. You just know that.
Yeah.
Her name's Warp Mommy, and get used to it.
And you'll see here on a table near you.
Yeah. Nathan, Eldar Codex, broken or most broken codex of 10th edition?
All right, Seth, you can zero me out. It's fine. We're gonna talk for a second. I'm gonna take.
Oh, Jesus.
Negative-
So there's a button to go to
you
zero.
Can take away. You can in fact give me negative points equal to what I had before. I don't care. There you go. Thank you.
Wow.
So, I am tired of this Eldar hating bullshit.
What?
You all can suck eggs. I get that 10th edition, the early part of it, touched you in a bad way and you're all super salty.
10th, 6th, 5th,
But
8th, 9th.
But the Eldar range was fucking ancient
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah, you guys can have new models. That has nothing to do with the getting good rules.
Yeah, get
And I would like for the codex to be good, but not super great. It doesn't need to be Necron's good. It doesn't need
Strong
to be.
but not dominant?
Exactly. Strong but not dominant. You can keep giving me negative points. I hope Lycus bad touches Seth in the same way that Drizar did in 9th edition repeatedly.
Yeah.
I will, to my dying day, hope that every time I get a new special character, except for apparently they forgot Karandris at home.
That is the funniest thing ever, by the way.
I really wonder what the true story about that is, if they just forgot the Striking Scorpions had a Phoenix Lord.
I mean, they forgot that the Warp Spiders did for the longest time.
The Warp Spiders didn't have one canonically. They'd never found the Phoenix Lord armor.
And
So-
you're a real Eldar player. That's why you know that.
I will. You can take away more points, Seth. I don't care.
You just have to be
Because
an Eldar fan to
orcs,
get negative points.
according to the Team USA captain, are also, well, the now ex-Team USA captain, Sean Naden, orcs are also Eldar.
This is a random aside. You see Sean posted, he might be selling his Eldar army.
He might be selling his Eldar. Yeah.
You could buy
Maybe he
it
knows something we don't
But
know.
he's kept his green Eldar.
because he knows who's the best. Dickie, 10th edition Eldar Codex, broken or most broken Codex of 10th edition.
Oh God! So I'm gonna get okay. So this gonna be the most broken piece of crap you've ever seen in your life. They're gonna move 24 inches, shoot and scoot, and actually be able to charge at the end of it. Okay, I don't know how.
Just warp spiders, except for the
That's what
charging.
they said. That's what they said. Lycus does, I think.
The bike. What do the bikes do? The bikes shoot with. They actually get a new weapon profile called D weapons. We remember what those are, right? They do all the damage. They basically win automatically in the game. That's what Eldar is going to do. I'm glad they have new models. I'm just not happy to see them on the field. Okay.
Wow, he's got so many points that it briefly went away.
Infinite points.
You got there, Dickie. You got there with a
Did wanna
solid
win.
showing there at the end by shitting all over Eldar. Tech Priest Dickie runs away with it for his first ever Warp News Showdown victory. Definitely not rigged. He earned this win on his own, and because of that, you are given the privilege
all over
and the
Eldar.
right to monologue to the audience about whatever it is you want to tell them about. Dickie, take it away.
Oh man, I have so many things to say. I want to thank Seth for putting on this fictitious show that no one knows about. I want to say thank you, Francois, for being here, and Nathan. I want to thank you for all the stat that you we were really, was it movement stat that you guys are more interested in on stats check, or because it's stat check, it's not stats check. Was it movement, weapon skill? Which one is it?
It was how wrong Reddit is.
Those are characteristics.
Yeah, it's how
Okay,
wrong
well,
Reddit is.
Which stat do we need to look for? I'm still trying to figure this out.
Overrep is the best.
Overrep. I wanted to call out, since we're on a 40K related show, I wanted to call out a show that I edit. It's called Old World Charm with Adam Camilleri, Peter the Falcon, and Danny McDevitt. You should check it out. It's on podcasts near you. I think they just edited I just edited a new show that they're going to be coming out with in January.
GW still makes Old World?
It's a great game. Yeah, GW loves Old World. It sells and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, everything sells when you don't make anything.
Yeah, when you have a stock of 0, it all sells out.
I sold one of one. 100%
It's
sale
true.
rate. All right.
It's true.
Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed being here. Folks at home, I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you want to throw some questions my way over in the Wargames Live Discord, I will take a look at them and take credit for any of the great ideas I see in there and use them as my own. Until next time, this has been Seth the Mad Dok saying have a good one and take it easy.